You know what they say, an apple a day keeps your money away. So buckle up and hold on to your wallets because Apple just made Macs great again. It was a beautiful sunny Monday at Apple Park full of both exciting and confusing announcements. Apple kicked off the week by unveiling a completely refreshed iMac, now with brand new colors. Instead of blue, we now have lighter blue. Orange was replaced by orange? Okay, at least the green iMac is genuinely green now. Progress, right? And please, whatever you do, avoid the grey one, unless you really love not having fun. Now, the big change here is the new M4 chip, making your desktop computer as powerful as an iPad. No, but really, it's a powerful unit. Apple says the M4 chip is up to 6 times faster than Intel Macs from 4 years ago. They're still comparing themselves to those ancient Intel models. Remember those? Because Apple clearly wants to make sure you do. The real power comes in handy with Apple Intelligence features like languages, images, and actions. For example, with languages, instead of texting your friends and family, you can ask Siri to do it. She'll do a much better job than you, right? Well, at least you can now generate fascinating images, like birds and pig. Or when it comes to action, you can now type to Siri, "Do not disturb," and she'll turn that focus mode on. Before that, we had to click the button. Apple also finally admitted that 8GB of RAM doesn't quite cut it anymore. The new iMacs now start with a much more reasonable 16GB, so people on the internet might finally be happy. Until they start complaining about the 256GB storage option. And while we're at the topic of complaining, we have to talk about the new accessories. The bad European Union forced Apple to replace all Lightning ports with a much better USB-C port. Some people thought it would be a perfect opportunity to do something about this charging port at the bottom situation with the Magic Mouse, but Apple didn't. They've built this bunker in the Apple Park where they hide from all Magic Mouse feedback. They've had no idea how to improve it since 2009. And then there is the screen size. 24 inches is fine, but isn't 27 inches just a little more modern? Apple, however, ignored that request and instead introduced a nanotexture glass option, a fancy way of saying matte, which they priced at an extra $200. Classy. On the plus side, there's now a 12-megapixel wide-angle camera, so no hiding on video calls. The camera will follow you wherever you go, and with Desk View, you can show friends your latest drawing project or, let's say, any other recreational crafts. Maybe I did have some recreational crafts because suddenly everything feels tiny. And why is this little guy talking in riddles?
Hardware-accelerated ray tracing engine, that's twice as much bandwidth as any AI PC chip. Phenomenal multi-threaded performance. Huge uplift in unified memory bandwidth.
Yeah, this is now Tuesday's announcement, which was arguably the most exciting, with Apple revealing the compact new Mac Mini, which is half the size of the previous model. Starting at $599, this mini powerhouse can climb nearly 8 times in price if you start piling on upgrades. Can you imagine paying this much for a computer that fits in your hand? Even the Vision Pro looks like a good deal by comparison.
Is that a raptor?
It's a Rajasaurus.
Jokes aside, the new Mac Mini is an impressive package. Its M4 chip features 10 CPU and 10 GPU cores, which can handle some gaming, and the neural engine is 3 times faster than M1's, letting you ruin your photos with cleanup feature faster than ever. Apple's gone all out with sustainability too. The new Mac Mini is over 50% recycled content and built with 100% renewable energy. Perfect! Just don't think about where your electricity comes from, okay? And you'd better never turn it off because they've hidden the power switch on the bottom. They must have borrowed that idea from the Magic Mouse designers. Keep complaining about that and soon they'll start putting all the ports there too. Oh, and that USB-A hard drive and mouse that you have? Time to toss them because this thing is USB-C all the way. Maybe that's why we don't see Tim Cook anywhere. He's probably explaining this to Mother Nature. On the last day, Apple wrapped things up with updates to its MacBook lineup. While the MacBook Air got some minor tweaks, the MacBook Pro received a serious chipset upgrade with options for the M4, M4 Pro, and M4 Max. To show off the power, they even brought in Kylian Mbappé to lift Olympic barbells and do a little dance. And I could bore you with how much faster video editing will be, or how it will improve your coding, but what really matters is that it can run Cyberpunk. I can't wait.
Is this game worth it? Does that answer your question?
And with up to 24 hours battery life and peak HDR brightness of 1600 nits, you can finally go outside and touch grass. Now that is work-life balance. But the biggest bummer is that they didn't design any new wallpaper for this MacBook. So what have we learned? Apple's still the master of minor upgrades, colorful iMacs, and most importantly, convincing us that we need just a bit more than we did before. Will the M4 chip revolutionize our workflow? Maybe. Will the new Mac Mini save disk space? Definitely. And will we ever get a Magic Mouse with a sane charging port? Probably not in this lifetime. But in all seriousness, if you are into Apple ecosystem, these are some tempting new toys. And if you're not, well, Apple sure isn't stopping you from watching. If you've made it to the end, let me know in the comments by dropping the password PINKY so that I know you've seen the whole thing. I'm Miles, you're now miles ahead, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.